we should be all up and running here now. Okay. Just waiting for my final platform to show that I'm live here. Though I think I need to update one thing on this. Nope, that's good. Okay. All right, so here we are. Good morning. This is The Abyss in the AM. Let me do a very quick social media notification around here for the shoe. So I have my coffee. Do you? This is a little different for me since I usually do my shows at night. Um, and I only do it once a week, so I'm trying to do this morning daily show, and it's not gonna be, as I mentioned in my announcement last week, it's not gonna be super long. Oh, we got a little chat here going. One moment. Oh, Stream Elements bot's running. Okay. Good to know. Um, it's not going to be very long. I'm going to try and keep these relatively short, about 30 minutes, something like that. Um, I wanted to do one Monday, but things didn't quite work out. And a lot has happened over the weekend. This is very early for me. I gotta get my thoughts together here. I drink maybe a little bit more coffee. As I said, I do have my coffee with me, so you might hear some slurping here and there. Um, but a lot has happened over the weekend, and today is Super Tuesday. Big, big, big day for the primaries, and already there's a lot of controversy going on because of that. Within the past 48 hours or so, 2-3 days, you had 3 Democratic candidates just drop out. It's just insane. And I know for a fact that Klobuchar is endorsing Biden, as well as Buttigieg. He's going to be endorsing Biden, which is really crazy if you think about it. 3 candidates dropping all within the span of a few days and all endorsing one candidate. It would seem to me that this is definitely something that's coordinated. Um, this is not something that just randomly happened. Um, not in the least. Because there were even reports that Obama himself had called some people. I don't know if that's true. I can't verify that. Um, so, you know, that's speculative at this point. I'm not going to say that as an absolute fact. I think Steyer. That's weird. I'm hearing some feedback in my headphones. Excuse me. Um, so I don't know. I don't know that as an absolute fact. I know that Steyer is probably going to endorse Biden as well. I don't think Steyer is going to endorse Bernie. You already have some trends online. Vote Bernie. Uh, there's some weather trending in Nashville for some reason. I don't know, but I wanted to talk a little bit about kind of what's going on with this, because this is crazy. Because you have like Steyer dropping out on Friday, Amy Klobuchar, and Pete Buttigieg did that on dropped that on no Pete on Sunday, Amy on Monday. So you have Friday, Sunday, Monday, the day before Super Tuesday. This is all crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And then there's also rumors that Biden wants to put Hillary Clinton as his Veep. Uh, I don't know. That's kind of nutty to me. I don't. I don't know. And some people have speculated that he's fumbling and bumbling. As they're saying that it's an act because they say that, well, he's going to choose Hillary as his second in command. She's supposed to be president, so he's doing this whole long game act. So then they just Article 25 him, which is a possibility, I suppose. But I don't know. I don't really think that that's the case. Uh, it could be, but I don't know. That's attributing a bit too much like actual thought and strategy to the Democrats, which they clearly have shown they have done, because they keep the Democrats. This is the problem with that the Democrats have right now, is that all they're doing is a reactionary uh, strategizing. All they're doing is seeing Bernie rising in the polls. Oh my gosh, we gotta do something. They see Trump do something. Oh my gosh, we gotta do something. There's not a clear goal. There's not a clear message. There's not a clear cut party anymore. Really, the Democrat Party is pretty fumbling and falling apart at this point. So we have to see um, what goes on with that. And then you have people like Elizabeth Warren, who's just a lying hypocrite, who's still in the race somehow. And like recently, this article came out on the Daily Wire that she slammed super PACs, and now she's getting like $9 million ad buy from one. So that just goes to show you. That just goes to show you the kind of people that they are. And then, of course, Donald Trump weighs in, which his tweets are always hilarious when he weighs in on these kind of issues. He has a tweet here that says, like, Tom Steyer, who, other than mini Mike Bloomberg, spent more dollars for nothing than any candidate in history, quit the race today, proclaiming how thrilled he was to be part of the Democrat clown show. Go away, Tom, and save whatever little money you have left. I love his tweets. They're entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. Very, very entertaining. In other news, um, let's see here. I have my little notes. I take notes here to make sure I cover what I want to cover. Oh, yeah. This is the whole coronavirus thing. Let's do a little update about that. Excuse me while I take a sip of my coffee. Mm. So, um, I find it amazing that the media and the left are, for all intents, for all intended purposes, or intensive purposes, or whatever, however the saying goes, um, they want people to die. They want people to be hurt by this thing. They're trying to portray the administration as fumbling, not knowing what they're doing. But the administration has been working on this for months. They had the non-diverse group of people, not diverse enough according to the left, group of people that were working on this already. You have Mike Pence now leading this, and sorry, another sip of coffee here. leading this team now, and you have the media going crazy, you have the left going crazy. This is like disturbing at this point because there's a difference here in my view between just being obstructionist, not liking the administration, criticizing the administration. But this isn't just that. This is actively, proactively wishing harm on Americans. They're wanting the economy to collapse. They're like, oh, see what happened with the markets because it took a major hit because of all the media craziness of the coronavirus. And guess what? Yesterday it made record gains again. So all the dire market predictions about that just disappeared into the ether again. And it seems like the market's going to recover completely at this rate if the trends keep going the way they're going. We'll have to see. But it just goes to show you they want people to suffer financially, they want people to suffer health wise. They want people, they're wanting an epidemic or a pandemic. They want people to suffer because Orange Man bad. That's pretty much the reason. And to me, that's unacceptable. I'm sorry. That's not something that in politics or in any place that should be happening. It doesn't seem right to me. It really doesn't. Excuse me, taking another sip of my coffee. Um, this is as Fry said in Futurama, "Baby, I don't regret it, but I both rue and lament it." Getting up this early. I mean, I would be getting up early anyways because I do have as some people would call me, a wage slave. I am a wage slave. So I have to get up anyways for work. But uh, I tried to keep myself. The coffee is helping to keep me coherent here and get my thoughts together. And I think if I get more into the habit of doing this every day, I think we'll be all right. Um, Other crazy things that happen since my last episode, Thursday till now, there was this Taliban peace deal. Holy crap! Can you imagine? Can you imagine if the Obama administration had done a peace deal with the Taliban? I think there'd be calls to the Vatican for beatification or canonization of Obama and Biden's administration. Um, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, if the Obama administration has accomplished what the Trump administration has accomplished, everyone would be making golden statues of Obama and kissing its butt consistently. I mean, it's amazing to me. It's amazing to me how that hardly made any news over the weekend. I mean, it was breaking news. There was a big hoopla about it on social media, but it was all like, I don't know. The tone of it was just like meh, whatever. I was like, wait a minute. We've been in conflict with the Taliban for decades. And suddenly there's this peace deal that just kind of came out of nowhere. And nobody wants to give credit to the administration or to Trump because that's what the media does. They don't want to do that. So I just think it's amazing. I just think it's amazing that this happened. And it's just another show of the administration's commitment to making deals and trying to foster peace and trying to not be a war hawk like some Republicans are and some Some Democrats are. Another sip of coffee. There we go. Okay. But one thing that was also interesting that happened. This happened last night. Yesterday was Chris Matthews was booted out of MSNBC. He's part of MSNBC, if I'm not mistaken, right? I told you it's early. I gotta check my notes. Yes, MSNBC. I did not realize he was 74. I, I I did not realize that at all. I thought he was like in his 60s. It surprised me to find that out. I thought that he was much older. Um, he's very loud for. I mean, what is it with the Democrats or leftists, and when they get old, they just start yelling at people all the time. Like Biden is just yelling at people. Bernie is like the 1%. He's just yelling all the time. And Chris Matthews. That's pretty much how he talks. I'm Chris Matthews. Um, it's, it's I don't know. There's like this correlation of age and volume apparently as you get older. Maybe it's their ears. Maybe because they're losing their hearing, they just get louder and louder. Because I've known in my lifetime, I spent time with a bunch of different people, different age ranges, obviously, uh, and and that has happened. Like on a more serious note, with age, you do have hearing loss, and you could start speaking much louder. But I don't know. This is just weird. It's just weird to me. I don't know what to tell you. But this happened because reports are saying it was a mutual separation. I call bollocks on that, frankly, because there was this big brouhaha after Chris Matthews criticized the Bernie Bros, and calling it like a Nazi invasion when he won. It was Iowa, if memory serves. And no, the Bernie Bros, no, they did not like that. And you know how the Bernie Bros are. They just go after people and try to cancel them. And they succeeded with Chris Matthews because MSNBC, they're a bunch of ninnies, apparently. So there you go. There you have it. Chris Matthews is out. I don't know who's going to be replacing him. We'll see who replaces him. It might shake things up a little bit at MSNBC. Maybe they'll get someone. I doubt this. I was thinking maybe MSNBC would try and fix their image of being horrible fake news, and try to put someone in there that maybe dwells a bit in facts. Maybe I should apply. Maybe I should. I mean, who really watches MSNBC? Maybe even someone as small as myself can get a show on there. Hey, MSNBC, if you're hiring, you know, I'd be interested. Maybe have a dissenting voice for a change on your show, on your roster. Why not? I mean, it wouldn't hurt your ratings. So now that I've shilled myself a little bit to MSNBC, and speaking of shilling, support little contributors like myself. Um, Go to streamlabs.com/the eternal abyss. As you can see, what happened to Chris Matthews, they canceled him. They can definitely cancel and try to cancel other conservative voices, and any contribution, any level of generosity is appreciated. We have to fight this censorship. Um, they also are trying to silence people off ballots. I mean, you have what happened in California with Nancy Pelosi's district. There's this one Miss Deanna, Lorraine Deanna, I believe is her name. I keep getting her name wrong, and I apologize for that. But she's running against. She's trying to run against Pelosi to get her seat, in the House, and they didn't even put her name on the voting materials. So that just goes to show you the honesty and just the fraud, or the lack of honesty and the fraud that's happening out in California to try and protect Pelosi. Uh, Pretty pathetic. And speaking of censorship, another interesting thing, James Woods. Um, for those that didn't know, he's actually back on Twitter, which is awesome. James Woods gives no fucks. Basically, it's amazing. I love reading his tweets. They're just freaking awesome. And he posted something here that was quite fascinating. Uh, and this is what we got right here. Is Let me actually see if I can put this up on the screen. Next time I'm gonna try and have maybe a better visual here, because I can't. I don't think I can really do videos because YouTube and Periscope, they're gonna be very much on my ass about everything here, which is a problem. However, at the same time, I think it's okay to. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Uh, there we go. That's what I wanted. I think it's okay to just show stills of stuff. So let me just excuse me just for a moment here while I make just some slight adjustments here. Oh, that's an audio filter. I don't want an audio filter. Did OBS update? Something changed here. That's interesting. Something definitely changed here. Well. But let me just do a little bit of adjusting here for this. So just take 1 second. But this thing that I'm wanting to show has to do with censorship and Twitter and social media in general. I mean, the censorship that happens on Twitter is a big problem. It really, really is. And it's something that should be addressed, but it rarely is. Because the left ignores it. They say it's not real, it's only perceived. Things like that. And I don't agree with that because it's not perceived. You have people. I mentioned this in some other streams where there's an obvious double standard of what's going on in social media. So you have guys like Mark Zuckerberg, and you have guys like Jack Dorsey, who don't apply their terms of service evenly. Their terms of service are vague. Why is this not behaving? No, that's not what I want. What happened here? Sorry. OBS is being a wee bit silly here. Let's try this one more time. See if I can get this working the way it should. This is not. Huh. How peculiar. Well, I just want to show this anyways, so I guess we'll just have to suffer through the stupid cookie notice, because I can't, for some reason, I can't get rid of it. I'm having a boomer moment here. I need to wrap this up relatively soon, so we're just gonna move along here. Just ignore the cookie notice. I apologize for that. But this happened here that James Wood tweeted about, saying that Billionaire Republicans buys a major Twitter stake. And I found this very interesting because I was always thinking, what would be the best way to fight against social media censorship that's so monolithically left leaning? And that's just that, just big tech in general. And building our own platforms obviously is part of the solution. Having an alternative like Gab.com that allows for free speech, um, virtually uncensored. I think that that's a good idea. Or Minds.com, Parlay, I guess is the way you pronounce it. I'm just gonna start pronouncing it Parlay.com from now on, or whatever. And if it's wrong, it's wrong. I'll figure it out along the way. But Parlay, for example, all these different conservative platforms, and there's more propping up. I'm seeing little things keep bubbling up through the ether of the internet here, and I find it interesting that this secondary approach of billionaires buying out stakes in these very left leaning companies, I think that's actually a brilliant idea. I really do. I think that this is actually a even better strategy than just creating our own platforms. Now, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't create our own platforms and keep working on that. We definitely should. We definitely should. We definitely do, and it should be something that we're working on. But forcing the companies, like if this billionaire does oust somehow Jack Dorsey, this will be amazing. It would be amazing, and it would be a step in the right direction, I feel, um, in trying to just even the playing field, because that's really all that conservatives ask for. Conservatives don't want special treatment. In fact, you know, in spite of all the censorship and um, constant modifications to terms of service, constant copy striking, and doxing attempts that some people have done as well online, and these Antifa thugs physically assaulting conservatives too. Um, in spite of all that, social media presence of conservative voices are very strong. And honestly, this I'm not gonna lie, victimhood, being the persecuted ones, it actually helps bring more attention to conservatives. Because if the left didn't try to silence us, we wouldn't make a stink about it, and we wouldn't talk about it. We wouldn't make a big deal about it. But they are, and that just gives people more notoriety. Or when you have news media outlets like CNN, uh, essentially defaming teenagers over just wearing a hat and smiling at a Native American who was the instigator in an event. You know, and I know you. Everybody knows about that incident about the Catholic high school kid. I can't remember the name of the high school right now. It's too early in the morning, as I said. but but you know what I mean. This kind of thing is very interesting to me, and it struck a very interesting chord with me when I heard about that. And I think I would love to keep tabs on this, and I would love to see this happen with Google. I would love to see this happen with Facebook. I would love to see this happen with a lot of the left companies where um, I don't think they necessarily have to oust people, even though that may be the best solution. But let's say they don't. At least having a large stake in a company puts pressure on the companies themselves, because the companies have to answer to their stakeholders to a certain extent. They can't just keep functioning willy nilly if they have someone to answer to. So suffice to say, I like this. I think this is a good idea. Uh, I believe that this could definitely be beneficial in the long run. So I do hope that uh, things work out, and maybe if these guys need to just be booted out of their companies, maybe that's the path to go. And I'm somewhat entrepreneurial myself, to be honest with you. So I'll make this final note. I don't like the idea of people coming in and ousting people that created something. Um, because if I create something, I wouldn't want someone to just come in and kick me out of my own company. They did that to Steve Jobs with Apple, and that wasn't very cool because he had done a lot of work to build Apple to the point that it was. They kicked him out. It actually hurt the company because they brought in uh, uh, the CEO from Pepsi to take over, and this guy did not know anything about computers. He did not know anything about technology. He was like, "Oh, I was able to sell sugar water. I can sell a computer." I was like, "Oh, it's not that. It's not just that simple." Especially for a company like Apple, because it was built on certain principles, designs, etc., etc. But I'm not going to get into too much detail about that. But the point being is that it's not always a good thing to do that. So as someone who's entrepreneurial, um, the idea of being kicked out of something that you created is not something that's pleasant. But the thing is, if these people like Jack Dorsey and Mark Zuckerberg, especially Mark Zuckerberg, for example, who's just data mining the hell out of people, and on top of that, uh, selling data to the highest bidder. I mean, it's horrible what this guy is doing. Then in that case, I have to say, maybe in this case, it is a good idea to get rid of him. Get someone, get some conservative leadership in there, and leadership, not only conservative leadership, but just get leadership that actually cares about data privacy and their users, and their platforms, and security. I mean, good God, they had stuff. I know Microsoft at one point has stuff stored on an unsecured server. I mean, what the hell? It's just amazing. But with that, like I said, these episodes in the morning, they're gonna be pretty short, about 30 minutes or so. I've been streaming already for about 33 minutes, so I gotta wrap this up. And definitely for those that didn't get up early, like myself, please rewatch this and enjoy the excuse me, the replay. And I'm open to suggestions to kind of diversify this morning chat from my weekly shows, because my weekly shows is going to be on Thursdays as usual around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I invite everyone to come along. And please follow, share, hit the notification bell on YouTube, and make sure that you subscribe, follow to all the platforms that I'm on. Check out the pinned tweet. I have a pinned tweet on Twitter that lists all the platforms I'm on, and I invite everyone to go on there and follow, because I use a lot of platforms because exactly for what we're talking about. I don't know how long I'm gonna last on one platform or another, especially YouTube, Periscope, Twitter. I don't know. The other platforms probably last a little longer, because I'm not too much of a controversial figure, I don't think. I don't think. But we'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll see what happens with those platforms. We'll see what happens, especially with Twitter and Periscope and YouTube and things like that. And I hope everyone enjoyed this little coffee chat. I'm going to finish up my coffee here. Mm-hmm. And I will be bumming around the internet a little bit, as I usually do. And if you want to see like some of the funny, or at least poor attempts at humor that I make on Twitter, but like I mentioned, by all means follow me on Twitter. And I try to follow back. So If I don't get to you, uh, don't despair. I should eventually. But but I hope everyone enjoyed this. I will see you guys tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Hopefully, if everything goes well. And I wish everyone a wonderful night. Thank you.